And we are live. Welcome to the NBA Strategy Show. It is Monday, May 5th. I am Josh Engleman here to break down a two-game slate, and I think you guys can hear me today. Do I have a functional microphone in here this morning? Feels like I do. Feels like I do. What's up, y'all? What's going on? Go Pacers. Go Warriors. Look, I wish I had the guts to pull the trigger on the Pacers. I really do. I hate myself for it. And I don't even mean from a yesterday perspective. I mean for the series. I saw it happening and I couldn't do it. It just didn't make sense. The line was too big. Well, Pacers got it done. Golden State, Houston was pretty ugly. I don't miss that one in any way. But now we're here. All right, I think I can close this window. We're gonna test some things today. We're gonna try to have some fun. I got some new stuff lined up. I don't even know if it works. You know what? I think that I could actually test it myself, but maybe I'll know a little bit more if this is going on. Sign into chat. Okay, let's see if that works. So we got two games today that we need to break down. Obviously, we've got Knicks and Boston. It's up on the screen right now. You guys can see that. Celtics 9-point favorites in this one. And then we have the late game, Denver OKC. OKC 9.5-point favorites for this one. So, you know, two massive favorites in Boston and OKC, the two most likely teams to play for the NBA title. OKC gets a Denver team that barely made it to this point. You know, Boston obviously gets a Knicks team that had a little bit more wiggle room. I expect Boston and OKC to have very little issues in these series. Like, Boston, I don't know, 5 games. What are the Knicks going to do to beat Boston, barring injuries? I don't know. I figured Denver gets 1, and that's about it. Otherwise, what else are they going to do? How are they going to beat OKC, barring injuries? They can't, right? So we just sit here and we play DFS, which is fun. Ivan got yokes. What happened to the single lineup sim? Everything in me told me to play Buddy, and single lineup sim kept putting in Moody. Look, I talked about it on both shows. I probably talked about it the show before that. Like, we knew what we were going to get out of Buddy Hield. If he missed his first 2 threes, he might have played 14 minutes. And Moses Moody might have played 30. But he didn't. When they were going in, he was always going to be out there. Look, I hated him. I didn't have a single share of Buddy Hield yesterday. My hope was that he missed. He didn't. He did not. And it was hella frustrating. Okay, is this actually going to work? I'm fascinated by this. All right, guys, we're going to try something here. I don't know for sure if Nightbot is working the way that I want it to, although I can see the chat in the log. So we're going to test this out. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm hoping that it does. For anybody in chat right now, we'll find out how this works. It might even just show it in chat. All right. I just set up a random fake giveaway for right now. I want to know if these are going to be real in the future. If you guess the number between 1 and 20 in the chat, like you just type like 14, I want to see if somebody gets it right and if it shows anything on the screen. So chat, if you're here, guess a number between 1 and 20. Just type it in the chat. Oh, we got it. It does work. Okay, this is great. This is great. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay. I've been working on some stuff on the back end to see if we can do more like giveaways and get a little bit more interactive during chat. And I had no idea, like this was the first chance that I had to test it out, but it immediately grabbed all your guesses and let that work. Nice. Okay. Good. Good. Awesome. All right, we can do some really fun stuff on these shows now. Slowly but surely, we're turning this into something a little bit more active. I also think that it's going to show like super chats and like member messages and stuff, new subs at the top. I think I got that set up correctly as well, but we'll see. We'll see. But thank you guys. That helped me out a lot. Now, I guess we get into it. A 6-year extension for Will Hardy? Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the moment he didn't go to San Antonio, he wasn't going anywhere. Yes, Michael Henry, that's a great idea. If everybody can quickly send a super chat, I just have to test something. Joseph, yes, that is why Steve Brown is in the upper right-hand corner. My guess is that's the last whatever that happened. That's what I'm assuming. Yeah, but yesterday, I mean, I could pull up the post-contest sims from yesterday for the... I got in the mini-max yesterday. Show you guys what we had, because we got time to break this stuff down. If we look at just the people that maxed, yeah, that's like 15th or 20th in sim ROI, but I mean, look at the max entry people at the top here. Lost it all. -80, -75, -60, -80, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 50, 60, 70, 70. It was just an absolute brutal beating. Absolutely brutal beating. Can I do anything with that message? Open? What does open do? Oh, open is not what I wanted to do. That's funny. Rafael De La Rosa. Josh, if you were running Houston, do you trade for KD, Booker, or Giannis? To me, it's all pretty easy. KD, no chance, unless it's free. You want either Booker or Giannis, and you start with Giannis. I'd take either one of them. Either one of them's perfect. I'd have no interest in KD. Too old. Too old. But yeah, I mean, what's the best lineup I had in terms of finish yesterday? Yeah, I mean, I didn't even have anything in the top 4%. Best lineup was finished 2600th. Destroyed. I mean, that's what happens when you don't have a single share of Buddy Hield. I mean, Buddy Hield was the guy, and he is not in a single thing I did. So, yeah, fun stuff. Let's talk some basketball. Rafael, you send Şengün out in that deal 100% of the time, and you don't even care that you did it. But yeah, if you're bringing in Giannis, you send out Şengün. The one that I've been looking at a lot lately is the 3-way deal, including the Pelicans. The Pelicans have 2 pick swaps or regular picks or something of Milwaukee's from that Drew deal. So you can get like Zion to Milwaukee, Şengün to the Pelicans, Giannis to Houston. You can get Milwaukee at least some of their picks back. That's a format I've been looking at a little bit lately. But a 3-teamer with the Pels, the Rockets, and the Knicks. Or sorry, the Pels, the Rockets, and the Bucks. Let's talk about the Knicks, shall we? Let me update my lineups because I did run a sim before we got started. All right, let's see what we have here. All right, my exposures are now in. I can tell you guys this. The highest owned team on today's slate is Oklahoma City. They are miles ahead of Denver, Boston, and the Knicks. Denver's second, though. 62% of the projected ownership is going to Denver OKC. 38% of it is going to the Knicks and the Celtics. As of right now, let's see. How much do I have of this game? Right now, I have... Well, that's not right. 23%? That can't be right. Oh, that's because I'm adding in the wrong number. That makes sense. I have 31% of the first game. So even with a big stand publicly on the OKC game, I'm on it even more. Kev Sooner, do I think home games for Boston will be a blowout? They certainly can be. Giannis to the Hawks, please. Yeah, Josh, that one's never happening. It's impossible. They have no shot. So the Knicks, obviously, they're very similar in terms of the way we talk about them every day. We pay very close attention to the starters, and you've got 25% ownership coming into Brunson, Hart, Anunoby, and Towns, and then basically 10 to 15 on Bridges, McBride, and Robinson. There's no real deviation here. Look at the ranks on the four blue guys for the Knicks. Towns, 13, Hart, 15, Brunson, 16, Anunoby, 17. Like, I mean, they're all the exact same guy. They're all in the 20 to 25, or the 25 to 30 range in optimal. You know, Anunoby has the lowest boom. Towns has the highest boom. But Anunoby's got better price and position. Just not as good of a per minute guy. Yeah. Josh, but if you're going to trade Jalen Johnson, Risa, Shea, Okongwu, and the picks, then you just suck. That's the problem. You can't make the team any better then. Now, I guess we should probably, since this is game one, let's think about this matchup a little bit. I think that's probably a good way to go about this. Boston Celtics defensively. We go to teams, play type, pick and roll ball handler. The Boston Celtics did allow a good bit of scoring to pick and roll ball handlers this season. They actually gave up the sixth most points per possession to pick and roll ball handlers in the regular season. Huh. I'll be honest. I didn't expect that. I did not expect that. Interesting. What about against the roll man? Although it's more of a pop situation in this spot, not playoffs. All right, Boston against the roll man. No one was worse. You didn't roll to the rim on Boston. 1.01 points per possession, dead last. Okay. I'm really surprised that the ball handler does so well here, given their perimeter defense and what they're funneling to. It's a little weird to me. Okay, that's fine. Oh, almost knocked my water over. That would have been incredibly loud. Right now, I'm basically just largely holding hands. A little under on Brunson, which I guess is probably part of the conversation we could have now. But like, you know, neutral-ish on Hart and Anunoby. I mean, granted, I am a little lighter on Bridges and Towns. I got some McBride. I mean, it should come as no surprise that I don't like this matchup for Jalen Brunson. Like, he'll never, I mean, like, he basically never has a good matchup. He's going to have Derek White. He's going to have Drew Holiday. He's going to have Jaylen Brown. He's going to have a lot of problems defensively. I assume Brunson's, I assume that's Derek White. Let's see. Knicks Celtics regular season games. All right, they played April 8th. Let's find that game. They played a month ago. Now, I have no idea who was even in this game. Went to OT. Brown, Tatum, Porzingis, Holiday, White. Okay, so they were Celtics fully healthy. Knicks fully healthy. Awesome. All right. Matchups. Brunson. All right. In that game, it was 5.5 minutes of Drew, 4 minutes of Derek White, and then a little bit of Pritchard. Now, the Pritchard minutes, Peyton Pritchard's just not guarding Jalen Brunson very long in this series. It was a little bit more Drew than Derek White, which I get. So who was Derek White's primary matchup? Bridges. Okay. Which, you know, none of that surprises me. You expect Derek White and Drew Holiday to be like largely interchangeable in that matchup on Brunson. Jaylen Brown is just kind of like everybody else. A bit of Towns, which is interesting. I'm guessing Tatum was on Towns. Yeah, okay. Tatum on Towns, Tatum on Anunoby, and then what are they hiding? Porzingis on Hart, right? Yeah, okay, that makes perfect sense, because then you could leave Hart and Porzingis can help off of Hart. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, man. Look, this is awful for the Knicks. This is awful. Because they don't have a place they can pick on. Like, unless Peyton Pritchard's on the floor, no matter who you're calling up, if you're Jalen Brunson, none of it's good. None of it's good. But yeah, that's the matchup you're expecting. Porzingis on Josh Hart. Tatum on Towns / Anunoby. White and Holiday primarily on Jalen Brunson. I mean, there's not much series that could be worse for someone like Brunson than Boston here. How does he crack this code? How does he break these guys? I don't know how. Like, Chrome Heart just said, Bridges' weak ass needs to step up too, and Cat. This does feel like a Bridges series for the Knicks to have any success. Which, you know, I don't know what to make of that. Towns is a guy that I have a bit of interest in, but like, how do we read into Towns' first round series? Like, why is Karl Anthony Towns seeing his usage plummet in a playoff series? Why is a 26% usage guy not that for the last month and change? Where'd that go? What's up? Is he hurt? Is it him? I don't know. I really don't. Look, McBride's going to play your 16 to 20 minutes. You hope he's a spark plug and you like the value. The MPE helps. The $3,300 price tag helps. Guy I'll probably have a little bit of. Yeah, I wonder where everybody's at on who won the trade now, because that was a very different conversation in October. Mitchell Robinson's still here, 3,700. I don't like this. Doesn't feel like a good spot for him. It's going to be really hard to have like Hart and Robinson out there at the same time. Like, I have no interest in campaign or anything else. If you're asking me who my preferred Knicks are today, it's probably Josh Hart. If he's going to have Porzingis and they're going to help off of Josh Hart more than anybody else, I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that it goes well for Hart. FanDuel side, there's no real differences here. 30% ownership to Bridges, Hart, and Anunoby. 20 to 25 on Brunson and Towns. A little bit more to McBride for value. Mitchell Robinson, real tough on that FanDuel end. Is it a fade on Jokic since he hasn't had any rest? No. There's not a single player I have today more than Nikola Jokic. Don't expect that to change either. Now on the Boston side, we're getting Drew Holiday back. Hasn't played for a bit. They clearly didn't need him. I don't get the sense they're going to go crazy with him. But if he's okay, that's fine. You probably want to try to get his sea legs back a little bit. He's a tough sell for me from a roster perspective. Your most owned Celtic is 40% owned Jason Tatum. That doesn't surprise me at all. 9K, 39 or 30. I got him in for 39 minutes. Small forward, power forward eligible. But as you can see, I'm under on Tatum. And I'm under on Tatum because I have so much Jokic. It's a direct link here for me. But I'm not having any trouble matching the field on Jaylen Brown and Porzingis. Jaylen Brown at 7K, guard forward eligibility, 30% optimal, 30% owned. He feels really easy to get to today. And then 6,300 for Porzingis. I mean, you would love to have center eligibility along with the power forward eligibility. It's a two-gamer. I don't think it matters in the slightest. 34% optimal, 35% owned. I will be looking at Brown and Porzingis more than I look at Tatum because of Jokic. You know, I'm always happy to get Derek White, but when Holiday's back, he does take on a different role. I think Derek White is going to be prioritizing defense a little bit more. If they can take Brunson out of this a bit, they're going to be in great shape because they don't have it anywhere else. I mean, Horford is always a wild card because he could play anywhere from 20 to 38 minutes today. 5K power forward center, 10% optimal, 10% owned. I'm light. Feels like Al Horford. I like Al Horford more as the series goes on, not necessarily in a game one. I really do not like Peyton Pritchard here. I don't think this is a good series for Peyton Pritchard at all. Who guarded Peyton Pritchard in that last game? That's something I'm curious about. Brunson and McBride, as expected. Because you just don't care at that point. I'm a little nervous about Peyton Pritchard here. I don't think there's just too much length on the wing for Pritchard. 4,500 point guard, shooting guard eligible, Drew Holiday back. Like the things that Peyton Pritchard brings to the table, I don't think are super necessary in this one. So my focus is going to be on the starters, but primarily Brown and Porzingis. And it's not that I don't like Tatum, but you know, Jason Tatum is 9K, SGA's at 9,500, Jokic is 11K. Like those are our comparison points. I just like Jokic more. I don't know, Josh. I would argue they need Drew more in this series than any other series other than OKC. Just because of Brunson. Here's the FanDuel side of Boston. 40% ownership coming into Porzingis. He does have the power forward center eligibility on FanDuel. 35% to Tatum. Completely deserved. Oh, Josh, I got you. I thought you were saying like Drew's a little dinged up. Depends how healthy he is, but they don't really need him. And I'm going to say, I think they do. Drew is quite popular on FanDuel. So you got Drew Holiday at 5,500 on DraftKings, 10% owned. He's 5K on FanDuel and 35% owned. That looks way better. Derek White's still a reasonable option. Jaylen Brown is very neutral at 30%. Peyton Pritchard, slightly different play on FanDuel. Same MPE, same price tag, but there's more ownership. There's the firm roster stuff, the 2-2-2-2-1s on FanDuel make it so that Peyton Pritchard looks a little bit more interesting for value. I don't have a ton of interest in Sam Hauser now that Drew is back, but I do think that Hauser could get some of Pritchard's minutes potentially. What do you guys like here for Boston? What are your preferences? All right. Josh says White and Zinger. Zane says Tatum. Gary says Brown. They are kind of like a wide net. Because you guys could say Porzingis, Tatum, Brown, or White, and all of those things sound very, very reasonable to me. Sotex says Brown and Porzingis. I think those are the preferred two. I think their prices are the dumbest of anybody's. I'm excited for this series. It's going to be loud. I'm going to put this out there right now. I do like taking the points with the Knicks tonight. For anybody that cares. Just in case that's your personal cup of tea. Let's take a look at OddsShopper. See if we've got any bets out there for right now. We got Drew Holiday under 1.5 threes on BetMGM. Got Drew Holiday under 16.5 PRA on BetMGM. Josh Hart under 10.5 points. And that covers it for Boston and the Knicks. But 2 Drew Holiday bets on BetMGM, a Josh Hart on NoVig. Got some options out there if you want to sign up at Portfolio EV, oddshopper.com. Knicks in 7. You can make a good amount of money betting on something like that because they have no chance, barring injuries. No chance whatsoever. They're not good. They'll have a much better chance next year when they have a new coach. That's for sure. All right, let's see. Knicks in 7 if you wanted to bet it. $12-1. Good luck with that. Is PJ Tucker a thing versus Boston? Is that a serious question? Dude, Knicks in 4 couldn't happen if the Boston plane crashed. They just got no shot. Speaking of teams that have no shot, the Denver Nuggets are 9.5-point dogs in OKC. Now, the only reason Denver can ever think they have a shot is because they have Nikola Jokic. And that guy is confirmed good. And right now, there's not a single player on today's slate in my lineups more than Nikola Jokic. 88% of them, 41% optimal, 36% owned. He's 11K. This is going to be not fun for him at all. But I don't care. I really don't. It's Jokic. Do I think that OKC beats the shit out of Denver over the next 5 games? I absolutely do. I don't think Denver has a prayer. I mean, I don't think anybody thinks Denver really has much of a prayer. It's a reason that OKC is minus 900 right now. You know, I figured Denver gets 1 at home at Elevation, and that's about it. But I can't stop myself from getting to Jokic. I just want the best dude. Because if the game can be close, you just expect Jokic to have a monster. They could have played 0 games against LA, and they had a 0% chance to take down the Thunder. It didn't matter at all. OKC is way too good. All right, last time they played was March 10th. Anything we can glean from that? March, I assume no. I mean, what's his nuts? Mark Dagnall doesn't do anything real. You really think they're going to fire Tibbs? 100%. He is 100% gone. Assuming that series goes the way that you expect it to. All right, matchups. Well, pretty clearly Hartenstein there in a game where Chet played. Now, that no part of that's surprising. It's the whole reason they have him is Isaiah Hartenstein as the first line of defense. Murray, I'm assuming, had Dort. Yeah, 6 minutes of Dort. Makes sense. I am interested to see how they deploy Caruso in this series. There's no indication they'd fire Tibbs. I don't know how many more indications you need. It's been a conversation point for like 18 months. So when Caruso played, MPJ. Interesting. What's the logic there? I would never have expected MPJ's primary assignment in this March 10th game to be Caruso. Huh. Wild. All right, Chet on Christian Brown is 100% happening the whole time. He's the guy you help off of. That's not even really... I'm not surprised by that one at all. So who's guarding Aaron Gordon? There was no Aaron Gordon. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Let's talk about it. Basketball is broken if Tibbs is fired. Why? They want to win. He's not the guy that's going to do it. Tibbs is the guy you hire when you had you won like 25 games last year and you want to make the play-in for the next 2 years. Tibbs is a floor raiser, not a ceiling raiser. So as I said, it's Nikola Jokic all day, every day. We've got the second most owned guy. Actually, the most owned guy for Denver is 40% owned Aaron Gordon. I have absolutely no problem getting to a lot of them. 5,700 power forward center. 40% optimal, 40% owned. I only got the 33%, but not a guy I want to get away from. Denver just has to play these same guys. They don't have a choice. Everybody else sucks. Everybody else sucks. So they're just going to soak up these minutes. MPJ looked a lot better in game 7. He's 25% optimal, 20-something percent owned, 5,100. Yeah. They're going to have Christian Brown out there for a bit. Guard forward eligibility certainly helps. I'm not surprised to see him pulling mid-30s in ownership. Russell Westbrook heading to OKC, 4,800 point guard eligible, my second most exposed nugget. How much do you think I like that? Was he my third most exposed guy on the slate? Yeah. Russell Westbrook is my third most exposed player on today's slate. It's a playoff game, and they're 9-point dogs. I don't know how you get away from him, though. He seems pretty established into his minutes. He's a good enough per minute guy that, like, you're not worried about anything there. Going to be in that 0.95 to a fantasy point per minute, dude. He's a really good value option today, and I hate it. I hate it. But he's a great option at 4,800. Heading back to OKC. Fun narrative there. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But in terms of a DFS play, at least on the DraftKings side, yeah. Same on FanDuel. Now, he doesn't have... He's not the same price. He's $400 more expensive on the FanDuel end, but still 40% owned. Deuce Trey, this is DFS, buddy. I don't use my opinions for basketball players in DFS. I guess we should talk Jamal Murray. You guys can see it on the screen for me. 7,500, point guard, shooting guard eligible. 22% owned. He's in 3% of my lineups. I hate this matchup for Jamal Murray, man. Oof. It's hard to be in a worse spot. Because he's never going to breathe. Because they can throw Dort on him for as long as they want. In the moment that they're like, all right, Lou, go catch a beat. Here comes Cason Wallace. Here comes Alex Caruso. Here comes Shea. Here comes Jalen Williams. It never stops. It never stops. This is a horrible matchup. Horrible for Jamal Murray. I don't want him, and I couldn't be happier that I don't have him. I really, really, really hope that holds up for the rest of this day, because I do not want this guy in anything. Do you guys like Murray today? On the season, OKC was tied for second against pick and roll ball handlers. And on the season, OKC was also second against handoffs. I mean, what else what are we going to do here? Are they any good? Like, they're going up against arguably the best pick and roll defense team. They're going up against arguably the best dribble handoff team. I think Denver's doomed. Doomed. And I want to like them, but they've got 5.5 real rotation pieces. That's just not going to get it done in the playoffs. I'm going to hope Jokic throws everything in the world at game one to try to steal it. I'm going to have Russ because he's just too good of a value. I will have some Brown, some Porter, some Gordon, but I will be avoiding Jamal Murray like the plague. Jamal Murray is 7,500 on FanDuel as well. 43% owned. I can't back that. I don't want it at all. It's basically impossible to hate this more for Jamal Murray for me. What do you guys want from Denver? That's what I want to know. Fading Jokic for Chet on FanDuel. Jokic too expensive. I get it. It is a different conversation on FanDuel. Chino says Brown and Westbrook. Gary wants Murray. Gary. Risky business, brother. Risky business. I'm scared, man. We got any Denver bets hiding out there? We actually don't. Not a single representative from the Denver Nuggets out there on the Portfolio EV tool right now. Don't forget, if you guys want the Portfolio EV tool, I've got 2 different ways that you can get it, depending on what you're looking for. So you guys tell me. It could be what I have on the screen right now. You can do that. You can get it for a month. No cost whatsoever. If you sign up through one of our affiliates, you see some of the options here. FanDuel, DraftKings. Maybe you do it on the Pick'em side. The Underdog, Better, Sleeper. You sign up through one of our affiliates. Follow the directions when you click the link in the description. You'll make a deposit there. They'll give you something. You could like deposit $25, get a $25 deposit bonus. You get a month of Portfolio EV to help you out. You don't pay us anything. Now, maybe you don't want the month. Maybe you just want to check it out. There's also a link in chat right now where you can get a 7-day free trial. If you've never signed up for it before, take a market-based approach to beating the books. I've been sharing it on the screen for each team. You can have a 7-day free trial, no questions asked, cost you nothing. So you guys tell me. You want Portfolio EV for a month or a week? Either way, you can find the link in the description. Now, do we have that as a link? We don't. I'm going to need to add that. Can I trigger this? Wait, the command this timer isn't it? When this timer is triggered, the command listed here will be executed instead. No. Okay. I could go Gordon as well with Jokic and Westbrook. Okay. Andrew Nolan, so much Caruso. Yeah, I get that. He's another guy that I think is more of like a later series guy than an early series guy. Let's close it out with OKC, the highest owned team on the day and my most exposed team. They are currently projected for 280% ownership on DraftKings. I have 340. That is 3.5 Thunder players in every lineup I have. I have 45% of SGA, Dort, Jalen Williams, Chet, Caruso. I have 60 of Cason Wallace and another 37 of Isaiah Joe. I have all things OKC. The only guy that I'm mildly light on is Isaiah Hartenstein, and I really don't hate that because that dude has one task and one task only. Be in Nikola Jokic's shit all day. All day. So I don't mind not having him from a DFS perspective. I love him. I think he's an incredible asset for the Thunder. I don't know if he's an incredible DFS asset. But I couldn't really have much more of these dudes right now. In our boom bust tool, we have 5 of them in the top 10. Jalen Williams 1, Caruso 3, SGA 5, Chet 6, Dort 9. Let me take a look and see what my actual breakdown is for these OKC guys. Guess I got to go to there. I could tell you like my lineup construction for this. All right. Almost there. Boom. Okay. Here we go. So I have 150 lineups built right now. Get ready for this. I don't have a single one of those 150 without a Thunder player. I have one lineup that has one Thunder player. Just let me see what it is. Who is it? It's Cason Wallace. Okay. I have 10 lineups with 2. I have 63 lineups with 3. And I have 76 lineups with 4 guys from the Thunder. I'm taking all of it. And just for reference sake, it's even crazier on FanDuel. 50% to Shea, 45 to Dort and Williams and Caruso, 35 more for Chet, 30 for Hartenstein and Wallace. It's all things OKC today. 1, it's the late game. I always prefer a late game. Gives me more late swap opportunities around Denver and OKC. The Denver OKC game has a 13-point higher total. I also have it with a 5 possession faster pace. Both Denver and OKC have higher aggregate boom scores than the Knicks and the Celtics. I want the team that I think is the best team in basketball today. That jives across the board. I like them in the game, and I like them in real life. I assume Boston and OKC both win. I would like to have a lot of OKC. This Thunder team is set up right now. This is not going to be a fun 48 minutes for Denver tonight. That's for sure. Any other thoughts? What do you guys want to do with the Thunder today? This work? We'll find out. I'm locking J-Dub and Caruso showing up as my last man in. Okay. Gary, you're with SGA here? Okay. That's going to be fun. Okay. All right, let's build a lineup. Let me hit you guys with the schedule for the rest of the day as well. Here we go. So, Laffy will be up next, 11 a.m. MLB strategy. Eric and Spags will be back at 5 for MLB Live Before Lock. I will be back with Greg at 6 for NBA Live Before Lock. And then Greg and I will be back on playback.tv/Stokastic. We'll be watching the Knicks Boston game from 7 till 8. You guys can come join us for that. But now, the Czar is in the building, folks. Single lineup sim time. Actually, can I? I probably can't do that as fast as I would like to. Maybe I can. Let's do that. Let's do that. Where is it? Let's build some lineups. Let's have some fun. Nice. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Got my little circular me up there. Now we got it. Now we got it. Yeah, I like that. That looks good. All right, here we go. Let's build a lineup. All right, large contest. 35 to first. All righty. There's a non-zero chance I'm about to take Karl Anthony Towns. Towns. Let's see what a Knicks lineup looks like. Towns and Brunson. Aaron Gordon, Alex Caruso. Westbrook. Dort. We finish it with Christian Brown and Shea, and we spend the full freight. See how we do here. Ayo, Czar in the building. 77.6. Let's go. Come on, man. It don't get much better than that. First draft, Brunson, Caruso, Dort, Gordon, Towns, Westbrook, Brown, and SGA. No Celtics. 77.5%. Can we do it on FanDuel as well? Can we go perfect? 260s to start it? Only one way to find out. Karl Anthony Towns, come on down. Chet, come on down. Aaron Gordon, come on down. Lou Dort. Josh Hart. I need a point guard. That's going to be difficult. Westbrook again. We close it with SGA, Christian Brown, and MPJ, and we spend the full freight once again. Can we do it? Can we do it? We're looking for 60% plus. I think we're going to get it. I'm going to actually think this one's pretty high. 91.8. No, 91.9. We did get it, though. 70.6. I don't know if it gets any better than that, guys. DraftKings lineup, one shot north of 60% ROI. FanDuel lineup, one shot north of 60% ROI. SGA, Westbrook, Brown, Dort, Hart, Porter, Holmgren, Gordon, Towns. Both of those lineups built without my number one exposed play in Nikola Jokic. That sounds fun. Alrighty, folks. Thanks for being here. We've got Dave Loughran coming up next, breaking down a little baseball for you guys. We're here all day. We'll be in Discord for a bit if you want to hang out. Take one last peek to see if we have any odd shopper bets. We did get Chet under 26.5 PRA on NoVig. Still nothing for Denver. Tatum under points on NoVig. Alrighty, folks. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button on your way out the door. It's been outstanding having you. Very happy to see you guys. So, thank you for being here. I will see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day.